Intuitive You. This is Abby Gooch, and I'm so glad you are here this morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I have a dear friend here with me named Katie, and I know she has some listeners of her own here because we're just so happy that she's here with her beautiful glowing light and just really sharing her intuitive journey and how she really got to where she is today and has been able to manifest a great relationship and life and stepping into a new career and really just trusting herself to follow what feels right. And I know this because she's my friend and she just does it so well. So, Katie, if you want to just introduce yourself to our audience, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Abby. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me. So I'm Katie Heflin, and I'm becoming certified as a health and wellness coach and personal training because I realized that I would love to inspire people to lead more fulfilled lives and reach their highest potential through what I have to offer in fitness and health and wellness. Yeah, I love exercise, so I want to share that with people and health. Yeah.
Well, Katie, I'd love for you to share how you have followed your intuition and the steps of really how you feel connected to your own intuition, what that is to you.
Yeah, I've used my intuition for my my entire life, as long as I can remember. And initially, I mainly used it for big decisions and for life or death situations. It's come in really handy. And I love doing really rugged outdoors things. Bouldering a little high sometimes without a rope and just stuff like that. And so it's really important to listen to my intuition and, diving into waterfalls and stuff like that. So it's guided me well. Sometimes I have dreams that guide me. And then in the nature school that I've been working at for a little over 7 years at Whole Earth Nature School, I've learned a lot more about intuition. There we teach indigenous ways of connecting to one's intuition, and then we teach that to kids and adults, and mostly kids. And there's some really cool techniques we use. And some of it, one of the really fun ways that it shows up is in this game called Scout Tag, where we all get blindfolded. And there's a boundary that's created with backpacks, and then blindfolded people they wander around and try to tag each other. So it's a completely silent game. So everyone has to also practice being very silent. And then it's very simple in premise, but then it's really amazing to get to see it, because you get to see people like really dance with each other while they're using their intuition. Like you see people, I've watched them like reach for one another, and then the one that's being reached for will like lean back, and then vice versa. They'll feel the other one coming, even though obviously arms waving don't really make any noise. So it's really cool to watch that game, see people connected.
That's sweet. So what would you describe your intuition as? Like, how do you describe your intuition? Like, how do you feel it and experience your own intuition?
How do I feel and experience my own intuition? It's a strong feeling that I have, usually around my heart or my like gut, belly area, and there's just a little tug, and just a little thing pops into my mind, and then when I feel that, then I listen in for a moment, and because usually it's something important, and then I always follow it because it pops in for a reason. I don't have it happen for unimportant reasons. Yeah.
It's kind of a gut feeling that pulls you towards something.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and it's in dreams. It's been I've had these weird dreams where I'll dream a whole story but the story began with some kind of thing like an orange and blue scarf, for example, and then something insignificant but also key for place holding. And then I have this I see the events play out, and they start going in a direction that I wouldn't have wanted them to go out. And then we begin back at the orange and blue scarf or whatever it was, some object, and then it plays out a different way, the way that I did want it, or possibly a way that would be a lot better for my health and my family's and friends, well-being. And then I get to see like, oh wow, well, right after the scarf, I did this action in this situation, it took me that way, and then in the other situation, it led me in the direction that I wanted it to go. So I'm gonna pay attention to that, and it'll and then in real life, I'll see the orange and blue scarf, and I'll be like, oh, wait, I know this is, I've seen this before. Oh yes, okay, I need to do this so
Right.
that I don't send things in that direction. Okay,
Right.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I talk about intuition as your soul's path, right? So that it's pulling you towards your soul, towards a greater expression of you, which is that highest form of you, is the expression of love as your soul. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
Spirit within
Yeah.
you. And to trust that, to trust what's coming through you as you, those intuitive gut feelings, those knowings that you need to lean into.
Right. Yeah.
And to not be afraid of them, to know that they're leading you towards something greater and you will be supported in it. So just to trust that, even if your mind's like, I don't know how that's going to work. If you're being guided by your heart and your gut, there's a greater intelligence leading you, saying, I got you back.
Exactly. I do trust it for that reason. Right. And do you feel like sometimes, I feel like sometimes it's guides guiding me, which is, since we're all one, then it's all the same, we're all one and the same and whatnot. But like feel like there's angels or something that are kind of helping me with that too. Do you feel that way?
Totally, absolutely. Earth angels, etheric angels, all absolutely the beings of light, where you're feeling pulled to that greater sense of love, that greater connection. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Trust yourself. Trust what's coming through, that you are uniting at the highest levels with the one presence of love,
Right. It's really cool getting to train people, train kids in intuition. And I look forward to doing my own outdoor program in the future, probably with just young women and girls, and focusing on that demographic, and doing a lot of the stuff I've done at Whole Earth Nature School. But intuition is a really great thing to help people learn how to tap into. And then there's so many fun games you can use to practice it. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have any exercises that you want to lead anybody into right now? Intuitive exercises or anything that comes through for you?
I know the most effective ones we use are group activities, because the energy of the group kind of helps heighten the energy of the experience, makes it easier to listen to to the intuition. But let's see, any exercises I'd like to lead us in. Can't think of any off the top of my head. No. Yeah, a lot of them are physical that we do in person. And right.
Yeah. What's been your intuitive journey like? How have you, followed your intuition to manifest what it is that you've dreamed up, to actually realize your dreams? You want to just kind of share your experience of following your intuition?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah. So, right. Yeah, it's been quite a journey to get here. And so there were some really key pivotal moments that brought me to, like you said, find fulfilling relationship with the love of my life, and to lead me toward this amazing career path, so I can offer really amazing things to the world. And one of them was a life coaching session I had in which my life coach, Jillian Ashley, she mentioned she did a lot of speaking with my guides and then communicating with me about that, and then just kind of like talking nonchalantly about my life and whatnot through that. And then she had me go and, well, this whole thing was in the woods because that's where I feel most comfortable. So we were on a hike this whole time, and that'll obviously be a part of my health and wellness thing that I offer people, nature connected stuff. And so I feel like this exercise was easier in nature, but it can be done anywhere, obviously. And so she had me sit down, and I should have reviewed all the steps, but basically she just had me sit and feel myself connected with the earth, like feel from my top chakra to lowest chakra, and like feel that connection down into the earth and then up into the skies. And after giving me some time to connect, she left a space there, and then she started, I think she started with the heart, and did something, guided me with something there, and then brought it down to my like belly, and then asked me this question that I'd been asking her, and a question that I didn't feel that I'd been having difficulty solving for myself. This was when I was about to jump really hard into studying data science, and I'd gathered a bunch of materials and I'd done some pre-studying, and I was about to jump into a program because I figured logically my skills in math and science, like complex math has always been like ridiculously easy for me, just like fun, like frolicking in the meadow, and and science is straightforward as well. And so and then all the skills with data science just matched with what I'm good at, visual, spatial, and statistics and whatnot. And so I was doing that path because it seemed logical, like a very logical match for my skills. But then I felt a lot of resistance in going that direction. I wasn't sure why. I was having so much difficulty. It was like pushing up against a brick wall. So that's why I connected with Jillian, and I was actually tutoring her son at the time in math, and we had a great time working on that together. And so she asked me, the question that helped me realize that I wanted to go on a different path. Like the deeper me really wanted to go on a different path. I didn't want to be just hidden away somewhere crunching numbers and, calculating things. That I have a lot more, like, for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason for me, there was a different path that was optimal. I don't know if that means that I could offer more to the world on this journey, on this current career path that I'm on, or if it would be better for certain people or better for me. I don't know, but it's definitely the right path that I'm on now, and I feel a lot better about it. It feels right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how you know it's the intuitive path that feels right.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Aww. Well, is there anything else you want to share with our audience, maybe about, facing fears that might come up? So as you're following your intuition, sometimes I think your greatest fears come through your mind, and to be able to face those fears with love, from your intuition, and have the discernment to know what's the next best step for you.
Are you talking somewhat about discerning fear from intuition, or like other voices from intuition?
Yeah, fear from intuition, and then being able to have the courage to follow your intuition and step through the fear.
Right, right. Because, both voices can be really strong sometimes, but you always know which one is truly intuition, even though fears and other voices speak really strongly in our minds, right? And can make us feel really certain of things. But I think it's just really helpful to remember that that's not the truth. That's not your inner truth speaking. There were some helpful exercises I did in a workshop about how that inner voice, they said that there was like an inner chatter that was constantly going in our heads. They said that is not you. That is different than you, so like remembering that that inner chatter can be helpful, it can be harmful, but it's different, it's separate from you. So whether it's telling you like, I need a pint of ice cream right now, or I can't do this, I can't do this public speaking event, I can't accomplish this, I can't do this, then yeah, I think we always, if we're just listening well, then we know which voice is fear and which one's intuition. But doing some of these exercises, like the one Jillian led me in, and like the ones that you guide people in, are really helpful for connecting into intuition and hearing that voice louder, I think, than the other voices.
Right? Ones that are always guided by love. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Did I answer your question?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So maybe share a time where you actually did step through your fear and follow your intuition, and what happened as a result of that.
Okay. Yes. Well, whenever I am public speaking, I am definitely stepping through fear and following my intuition, and following, which is what I know is best. But yeah, to compare fear and intuition, let's see here.
A time that you
Yeah.
followed your intuition, like stepped through your fear and followed your intuition.
Yeah, actually, I guess that scenario that I painted a moment ago, where I was in which I was choosing my career path, that would be a great example of when I was so certain about, I was suddenly so certain about what was true, that I stopped listening to the fears of, the fears about stepping away from maths and sciences, which are a more certain income. It's more steady and secure. If you go get a job in STEM, then you're gonna do fine. And so then I, that was probably the biggest moment that I really listened to my intuition and trusted my intuition instead of listening to my fears. And there are a lot of people who would tell me, you ought to just, and they have been telling me, for years, that I ought to just do what is secure and easy and just stick with the STEM. But I currently do actually inspire and mentor and coach a lot of kids through my tutoring. So I get to use the hard maths and sciences in order to like touch lives and inspire people and help guide them through things. So I'm glad that's worked out. So I'm glad I got that degree, because it's led me in this direction. Yeah, but yeah, that was the biggest moment of me really trusting, because it is a big trust. No one is guaranteed any income when you go into life coaching or health coaching or any of this sort of stuff. In this field that we're in, it takes a lot of trust in order to feel confident on this path.
Yeah, a lot of self-trust. I mean, intuition is really the deepest level of self-trust, right? Because you're connecting to your core, trusting your core to guide you, and it just kind of blossoms from the inside out, right? It just radiates the light from within out and then attracts to you what it is that is in your highest.
Yeah. Beautiful, Abby. Yes, exactly.
That's awesome. Wow. Well, we usually go about an hour. I'm wondering if there's anything else you want to share, if you feel pretty complete. Just totally up to you. Anything else that you want to share about your wellness coaching or intuition or anything like that?
I know when we've spoken before, I mentioned a really cool story about Tom Brown Jr., he's a teacher. He has some schools in wilderness skills, survival skills, and he and John Young have both opened skills schools, and so like all of the teachers at the organization I work at in Eugene, Oregon, with Whole Earth Nature School, all of us have studied through these schools, or at least studied from someone who studied there, like directly at the schools. And there was a really cool instance in which Tom Brown used his intuition to definitely save his life from something really scary.
Wow.
Do you want me to share the tree story?
If you want, sure.
Yeah. It's a pretty epic one that really sticks with people because it's such a solid example of intuition. So Tom Brown Jr. was down in the jungles of South America. I don't remember which country, but somewhere in South America, in the jungles, and just he didn't have a tent or anything. He teaches people how to travel like the Apache scouts used to travel. So just himself walking through nature without hardly anything, and is able to just, know what to eat, partially using intuition. If it's in a new place, then he has to use his intuition to know what to eat and what not to eat. And then they frequently say at these schools actually that intuition is paramount to survival. It's essential because you can study up on all the wilderness survival skills that you want and become an expert in them. But if you don't have any intuition, then you very well might just perish if you're, living out in nature. So anyway, he was sleeping at the base of a tree, some big, beautiful jungle tree there. And he's a sound sleeper, but in the middle of the night, normally he sleeps peacefully in the forest, forests and jungles and whatnot, but he woke up suddenly having this strong urge to climb the tree. And he was really confused by it. Like, why do I have this strong voice in my head saying, climb the tree, climb the tree? He kind of sat there for a moment and pondered it. Like, should I do this? This seems extremely random. But then he kept feeling the strong tug of his intuition. And so he did it. And he climbed up the tree, up, and sat up there 30 feet up. And he's good at moving silently. And so he was up there being completely silent for a little while. And after about 15 minutes, he started to feel ridiculous. He was thinking, why am I up in a tree? It's in the middle of the night. Why did I climb up a tree? This seems really weird. But I'm trusting myself, so I'm just going to stay here. And then about 5 minutes later, this big, beautiful black jaguar came stalking through and came up and smelled where he was sleeping.
Nice.
And then traveled on.
So he dodged the jaguar.
Oh man, if he'd been sleeping like completely unconscious when that jaguar came by, that would have been a problem. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So super cool. In fact, it's possible the jaguar was tracking him if he was if since the jaguar came up to his exact spot. So yeah, he definitely dodged the jaguar. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. You're such a great storyteller.
Oh, thank you. I didn't used to be. I've been studying that with my mentors at the nature school. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he so he does this thing before he goes to sleep where he like connects in with his intuition, and he asks to be told if he's in danger, and then secondarily what he needs to do. Like, does he need to flee, fight, hide, or do something else? So like to have both of those, not just the awareness of danger, like where's the danger? I don't know. What do I do? I don't know. But also what to do. And so there's an exercise you can do. And I don't remember that full exercise either, but my mentors at the nature school taught me that. Yeah, Reese. So yeah, and Matt taught me the storytelling, and yeah, it's a very so that's a really cool exercise you can use. I feel a lot more comfortable sleeping out in nature without a tent now, so I've been using that. Yeah, because we have the beautiful camps at Big Bear and the Big Bear like nature resort, and there are cougar tracks and bear tracks that are let's see here, half a mile away in various directions. And so obviously they can travel more than half a mile in a day, but a lot of us feel comfortable just sleeping. The instructors feel comfortable just sleeping open air if we want to, just on a cot under the stars or in a hammock or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
That's great.
Love it. Well, did you want to share your email or way that people can connect with you for your coaching, or anything you want to share with the audience to be able to reach you?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. So right. So the kind of coaching that I'll be doing will be very focused on enjoying exercise and doing what feels right for your body, what feels enjoyable, and treating it as something that can nurture you and something that can be a really positive spiritual experience instead of some. A lot of people think of torture, they think of exercise as torture that they have to subject their body to on a regular basis, largely because if it's not a routine, if they only reach out and do it once a month, then it can feel really icky. But I want to reconnect people with that, and with just reasonable, attainable diets and healthy diets and exercise and things that people enjoy, and reconnecting in with the joy of exercise, especially doing it in nature, which makes it so much more fun. But it can be fun indoors too. And so, I look forward to inspiring people through that, and also, helping people push past the limits that they think they have, and like helping people do that with fitness will can help translate to other parts of their life, like gently. I'm not talking obviously anything over and above, like a kind of what we do at the nature school is we teach kids to just barely push past their limits, like a reasonable amount. Not, you don't want someone to really just go far over and overextend themselves. So it's like an art, and that is really inspiring for people to be able to do that for themselves. And then they see that they can do that in other aspects of their life. And then obviously human bodies just feel better when we exercise, and then our minds feel better, we function better, mind and body and spirit. It just works out so much better when we're being healthy and getting in whatever amount of exercise is right for us. Yeah. So right now my email is kate@remotemathtutor.com, because I'm the remote math tutor. That's my tutoring company.
Right.
KATE. And should I leave like a phone number or anything, or
However you want people to reach you. Yeah.
Okay. And my phone number is it starts with math. It's math 008822 or 628-400-8822. And let's see. Yeah, I think those are the main. Yeah, I have a Facebook page for remote math tutor, and website. It can be found any of those ways. remotemathtutor.com. I love nurturing kids and helping them reach their fullest potential. I do that through helping them with math and science. Yeah, and soon to be helping people of all ages with the health and wellness.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. So beautiful.
Thank you so much for having me, Abby. Yeah, this has been so great. Yeah, I really appreciate this, and it's always great to talk with you. You're such an awesome person. Thank you.
You too. You too. Well, thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll be talking with you soon.